Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and I hope everybody's having a great day or a great night. It's finally Friday. Can't wait for the weekend, but hey, we are seeing some nice green throughout the market. We are up currently about 5.36% on the overall crypto market cap. We see Bitcoin up about 5.33%, and we have been seeing a lot of altcoins actually outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum in terms of percentages, and XRP is one of them, up about 7.37% on the 24-hour span. We are seeing a lot of altcoins doing massive moves. KNC up 104% on the 7-day span. KDA up 55% on the 7-day span. KDA was one of my main picks. Told you guys to definitely keep a close eye out on that. I hope everybody was taking some positions on that major opportunity. We have been seeing some nice green across the board for other altcoins as well. On the 7-day span, I mean, alts look incredible. But I'm definitely taking a little bit of a risk, sort of idea around the market right now. I'm not going to get too excited, but we definitely have been seeing a lot of, factors playing into a bullish standard around crypto. Bitcoin did have, yet another bullish daily candle close. I was actually expecting us to come down to 27.7K. We didn't really get that. We got roughly the 28.7K zone being tested, which is totally fine and welcoming. Did allow for some great positions to be taken on some altcoins. Now, as you guys do see, we started to make those, lower highs in terms of the daily candle close. It really kind of started roughly around the 15th. I know that we had that nice little candle close on the 17th at roughly 30.4K, kind of breaking that pattern, but, we did kind of continue down a little bit on the 18th, aka yesterday. But now we are sitting at roughly 30.3K for our daily candle close. Now, as we are ranging into the weekend, things most likely will get, volatile. That's why I've always said, I don't really trade the weekends. So just definitely stay tuned for that. In terms of the dollar, right? So we've been watching the dollar very closely, and actually I could show you guys real quick on the monthly. So our monthly candle close just flipped bearish a little bit, but as we were trading just recently, I told you guys that, look at where we were actually at. We were at the resistance level of almost the 2017 highs before we went on that massive run in terms of crypto, by the way, when this went into a bear market, if you will. It's a very similar structure that we did see back in March of 2020 all the way to roughly around the January timeframe before this started to gain some momentum. Of course, we tapped the bottom 4 times actually to test that bottom support, but we did start to leverage back up, which did allow for a little bit less volatility in crypto and stocks. It started to slow down a little bit in terms of percentage gains, but it looks like we are most likely going to see that repeated pattern where we go into a bear market on the dollar, while we do see a bull market along the lines of risk on assets like crypto and stocks. Now, this is not going to happen overnight. Don't expect things to go parabolic right now, but it looks like we are basically building into that. And we actually did see a lot of individuals. Shout out to Kyle McLean on Twitter, but we did see DXY finally lost support. Bitcoin pumping, institutional money pouring in. Ethereum 2.0 in Q3. USDT is not going the way of UST. SEC losing big time. XRP will finally moon. Crypto adoption keeps going up. Alts look coiled up. Keep being bearish. I find it entertaining. And guys, I have been mentioning it every single day on Twitter. If you are going to be afraid to buy just because everybody else on crypto Twitter is extremely bearish, you are not going to make it. You need to make your own decisions. If you think it is a good time to buy, think about why it is a good time to buy. Compare and contrast it with other factors around crypto, like the dollar. In my opinion, when everybody was so bearish, I was looking at the dollar. I'm like, why is the dollar even at these levels? It is extremely overvalued, and it was over leveraged for a very long time. So I'm actually hoping that this does turn into a 180 event. Confirmation of that would be breaking down below the 10 almost 2 level, breaking down below the 618, because from there we test some significant lows. I'm looking at roughly a breakdown below 98. That will send it drastically falling all the way down to roughly like the 200 EMA, which is at like 92. So I'm definitely watching this chart very, very closely. What I am watching tomorrow, or I should say today, since this is going to go up at around like roughly almost 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be watching the dollar and also the indices very closely. The Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 looked pretty rough today. The Dow Jones has been looking pretty rough for the last couple of days, so I'm going to watch if we do see impulses through crypto, combined with, of course, since we've been following and correlated to indices as well. So I'm definitely going to watch to see if we have any major impulses, to see if we can get some cheap buys on some altcoins. But also blockchain backer definitely mentioning about the dollar and the Euro USD pair. So he's basically showing us this ABC correction on the Euro USD chart compared to where the US dollar is. And, you know, as the Euro USD pair started to gain some momentum, you guys do see exactly what happened on the US dollar. And as the US dollar is going to make this 180 turning event and hopefully continue down, I'm going to be watching the crypto market specifically because we could be doing the complete opposite, similar to what we've always done in terms of like the patterns going back as far as like March of 2020 all the way to like January of 2021. So I'm definitely paying attention right now. I think everybody should wake up and smell the roses, because guess what? As everybody was being so bearish and calling for, you know, a lot more, you know, pain on Bitcoin and things, it looks like we are going to see a major relief rally. So I'm definitely paying attention right now. It's going to take some time. Most likely June is the time frame for this. So definitely pay attention now. Also, guys, we've seen a massive confirmation of Swift collaborating with Capgemini, to use crypto for cross-border payments. Capgemini sees Ripple and XRP as the solution. The world will run on XRP. This is absolutely huge. Now, I actually, opened this article a little bit ago because I found the article. I'm definitely going to talk more so about this connection here. But first off, I do want to talk to you guys about this article because it does give us a few Easter eggs. So first off, we do see here there has been a recent uptick in curiosity over central bank digital currencies, with 9 out of the top 10 world central banks now investigating CBDCs. 90% of this GDP worldwide will most likely... So we actually do see these CBDCs encompass economies that are responsible for more than 90% of the GDP worldwide, according to a report published by Swift on May 19th regarding its experiments with the Bank for International Settlements. This is going to get huge. Now, of course, they mention a few here in terms of the Bahamas and Nigeria and things like that. But I really want to talk to you guys about down here. So I've talked to you guys about Quant a lot in terms of being the interoperability bridge between a lot of these DLTs. And we actually do see here facilitating interoperability and interlinking between different CBDCs being developed around the world will be critical if we are to fully realize their potential. Today, the global CBDC ecosystem risks becoming fragmented, with numerous central banks developing their own digital currencies based on different technology standards and protocols. Of course, this is where I foresee Quant coming in. This is going to be extremely huge for Quant Network, as they are proven in terms of interoperability between the legacy and the DLT systems, and they are building out a massive distributed ledger network for all DLTs. I'm very excited for this. Now, of course, when we look at things, right, they're talking about digital islands here, but we are actually looking at something pretty significant around this, and that is a DLT system. We see down here, using a DLT-based CBDC network and a proven real-time gross settlement RTGS system, Swift proved in 2021 that it could effectively arrange a cross-border transaction between one entity and a second. This is huge. Now, of course, they were talking about, with Capgemini, and we do see here, Swift is examining how it can, interconnect the many domestic-based CBDC networks that are growing globally to enable cross-border payments using more smoothly and frictionless. I'm telling you guys right now, pay attention to Quant and Ripple right now, because I have outlined so many times, right, where Quant and Ripple is positioned in the new financial system. And this is essentially... it's mind-blowing, honestly, because this is essentially solidifying my position on Quant and Ripple. We actually do see here, if left unaddressed, this fragmentation could lead to digital islands springing up across the globe. Different systems and different CBDCs will need to be able to efficiently work together, or it will hamper the ability of businesses and consumers to make frictionless cross-border payments using CBDCs. This is huge because, again, at the end of the day, this is why I've always said that Ripple working with Quant on the Digital Pound Foundation solidified exactly where these two are going to be positioned in the new system. Ripple essentially will have RippleNet, which is going to be a disruptive network, but they will most likely be utilized for, of course, settlement. And we actually do see over here, when we look at the images here, so we do see here we're collaborating with Capgemini to explore how Swift can interlink the multiple domestic-based CBDC networks emerging worldwide to make cross-border payments with digital currencies more seamless and frictionless. New experiments pave way for international payments using CBDCs. And of course, we do see down here Capgemini World of Payments 2021 report. Companies like Ripple and XRP protocol are already being touted as the next phase of transformation in the global remittance service market. Platforms like Ripple have the potential to reduce settlement times from days to seconds and provide savings. Note it, global financial services behemoth Credit Suisse. Again, when we look at things around this, it is very, very significant. I want you guys to understand that this is not going to be, something that happens overnight. It's going to feel like it because of how fast things actually do move around this massive disruptive technology. At the end of the day, I've always said that XRP being the bridge currency, the settlement token on RippleNet, is extremely huge. And everybody continues to tout the idea that, oh, all right, well, they're utilizing RippleNet, but they're not utilizing XRP, and they most likely won't. Well, that's extremely wrong, because not only if you utilize RippleNet combined with XRP, not only do you unlock 30+% savings, but you also unlock the idea of instant settlement. That instant settlement is such a huge stepping stone that I don't think a lot of people actually really recognize. Not only that, but freeing up that working capital of $27 trillion is also a very significant stepping stone. This is why I've always said, pay attention to what Ripple is doing. Also, pay attention to what these other networks are doing, like Quant, XDC, XLM. All of these assets play a pivotal role in the new financial system. Now, I do want to wrap this up with one last thing, and that is, of course, talking more so about CBDCs. Now, 3 days ago, we did see this CBDC activity heats up, but few projects move beyond pilot stage. Now, in here, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a few things. Now, we know about the, banking the unbanked. We know about the 81 central banks that have conducted this test on CBDCs and things like that. We also know that, 9 out of the 10 central banks were exploring central bank digital currencies. But what I want to talk to you guys about is this idea that 90% of central banks are now working on CBDCs. And we see that, Ross Buckley, KPMG, KWM professor of disruptive innovation at the University of New South Wales, actually said the year-on-year growth in this field is extraordinary in terms of CBDCs. I think that these major individuals at these massive banks are understanding the idea of CBDCs. They're not only understanding the idea of CBDCs, but they're also understanding the potential and the power that they do unlock. I foresee that almost every single dollar that does get transacted overseas in terms of cross-border is going to be happening and settled on DLT-based CBDC ledgers. And when I say that, it's going to be private ledgers that are built out on these DLTs that will be issuing CBDCs. And this is significant because all of these payment networks that we talk about on a day-to-day basis are going to be the keys to unlocking these doors. I am very excited for the future of this. Now, I don't believe that physical cash will disappear. I'm not the one that's going to say, hey, this is going to kill digital cash or, fiat currency, instead of having just, digital cash. I actually foresee the idea that, well, I shouldn't say foresee, but I actually support the idea of keeping fiat currency as well. Because I know, and I'm sure that you guys watching this video right now are probably going to agree with me, I do not want to make every single transaction over a digital network. I just don't. It's all trackable. It's all traceable. I don't want to do that. So again, in my opinion, I think that when we talk about CBDCs, I'm all for wholesale CBDCs, and I do foresee them happening and, coming to realization, as well as even commercial stablecoins, which I've talked about even with Quant as well. I think that a lot of these major, innovations coming out of this space specifically are not only going to push the value of crypto drastically higher, but it's also going to unlock the barriers for massive adoption of a lot of this technology. And I'm very excited for the future, especially behind Ripple and Quant. But with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it says up that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.